5 out of 10? Let's talk about it. The city of New Rome is the main conflict between Caesar and the greedy mayor Franklin. Between them is Julia Cicero, her loyalty divided between her father and her beloved. Fun fact, this movie's so good, I had to watch the opening twice because IMAX Live had a Q&A with Francis Ford Coppola, Robert De Niro, and Spike Lee talking about the film, but really talking about politics in the last like 5-10 minutes. It was kind of awkward, but also wildly hilarious. But then the movie actually started playing again for the second time the first 10 minutes. It was honestly a fiasco, just like this movie. Visually, this movie is top notch, especially in IMAX. That's what I said when I watched the first 15-20 minutes of this movie. Then the actual rest of the film played for the next hour and 40 minutes, and oh my god, we get a mixture of, it feels like a lot of people paid attention to a lot of these details, but completely missed the background shots to create an environment that actually feels real and instead feels like we're watching a Marvel CGI backdrop. $120 million gave us this, and $80 million gave us this. This movie just feels a bit too full of itself. Francis Ford Coppola has a lot of ambition where he wants to retell, I guess, the fall of Rome, but mix in American politics today. I really have a theory that this movie primarily stemmed from America and how it reacted to the pandemic and what global leaders did, what the American leaders tried to do, what other leaders failed to do. And here we have Megalopolis. Very confusing bits of strands of ideas that sound amazing on paper, but when now executed with Francis's vision, it gets lost in the sauce. And that's what this movie has. It has a lot of sauce, a lot of creativity. And something my wife said about her experience with this film is that sometimes, and she's a creative, and I trust her when she says this, when you are trying to create something, sometimes your own creativity can get in the way for how people should perceive your art, the way you want them to perceive it, meaning you can create something so far out there that not everybody's gonna latch on to what you're actually trying to say, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen for a lot of people's experience, why it's probably not gonna make a lot of money, and I hope it does, because this movie is very original, and I really admire Francis's work towards this film, but it's just gonna go right over people's heads. The thing that also doesn't help with this film is that it has a lot of subplots. There's the creation of a utopia, a woman investigating the architect, a mayor and a cousin who both despise him, and even Aubrey Plaza, who's just actually fantastic. She is amazing in this movie. And now back to the subplots. There's also a love story, and somewhere along the way, the architect's mysterious past is introduced. But the significance of that subplot gets a little bit lost on me. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but I genuinely was trying to figure out what was the main goal of all of that. Pacing is a whole other issue with this film. With the runtime being 2 hours and 15 minutes, it felt like it was 3 hours long. And that's not to say the whole movie is boring. There are definitely some boring moments, believe that. But the wild eccentric performances from Plaza, Shia, and Adam keep things interesting. But sadly, there are so many moving parts that Francis Ford Coppola wants to shove into this big, ambitious film that it all gets kind of lost by the time the movie ends. I think it's going to be considered one of the most misunderstood films of the year, and it's sad because it's coming from such a great creator, but every creator can have a bad day at the office, and I think that's what this is. It's a flawed beauty that lacks a soul at times. But with that craziness, that creativity, there is one moment that genuinely got me, and it involves an actual live member being a part of the movie sequence. You might have seen that online, and it actually happened in our theatrical experience of the film. Thought it was really ambitious, and I don't know how they're gonna do it for every single screening in a movie theater. I don't think it's possible, but wow, Francis, he really wants to go for it. Overall, Megalopolis has beautiful intentions, but those intentions get lost in the execution of this story. It's a visually stunning yet uneven experience, one that will leave audiences both impressed and bewildered. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, but most importantly, do not forget to be blessed.